Hello, so today is going to be a quick econ guide. This is geared towards beginners. Just going to talk about gold and TFT and all of that type of stuff. If you are new here and you're finding this channel, please, if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe because it does help me as a small content creator. I'm working on my 1,000 sub goal RP giveaway, so maybe we can hit that at one point. But anyways, gold in TFT is the main way that you interact with the game. What you want to do is get as much gold as possible because you use it to not only roll for units in your shop, you can also use it to buy units, and you can also use it to level up. So basically every way that you would want to get anything going in your game, either by units or rolling or leveling up, no matter what strategy you have, you need gold to implement it. So a lot of times gold is the main way to reduce variance by that means, because if you have like infinite gold in TFT, then you'll be able to roll for the exact unit that you want. You'll be able to roll for the 3-star upgrade. You'll be able to roll for everything. You'll be able to buy everything. You'll be able to also level up and get the right odds for the comp that you want. So gold essentially is like probably the most important thing, and I feel like especially when you're starting out, it might be something that's a little bit hard to like grasp how important it is. You might just be more hyper focused on, okay, I need to hit this board, I need to do this, I need to do that, and a lot of times you skip over some of like the small things like making interest every round, which is really important. But anyways, how do you get gold in TFT? There's a couple ways. So you get gold per round. It does ramp up a little bit, but it very fast becomes that you get plus 5 gold per round. So you should always consider that you're getting 5 gold per round. Just the first couple of rounds you get a little bit less. Interest, which we'll talk about a lot in a little bit. And then you get 1 gold for winning a round, as well as if you win rounds consecutively or you lose rounds consecutively, you get streak gold as well. You can also get gold from other drops and augments and stuff like that, which we'll also mention very slightly afterwards as well. So this is just the general TFT board from one of the videos that I've made. Typically I do VOD reviews on my channel, but occasionally I'll do like guide content like this to kind of summarize some ideas that I feel maybe got missed in the last couple of videos or something like that. But anyways, this is this right here, this 40, that's the amount of gold that you have. So that's how much gold you have banked up to use. You can use it on rolling, you can use it on EXP, and you can also use it to buy certain units. That's everything's up. The world is your oyster with the gold that you want to spend. Over here is your streak. So if you are winning every single round, then it will be a red symbol. If you're losing every round, then it will be a blue symbol. For a win/lose streak, if your streak is 1 to 4, you will get plus 1 gold per round. If your streak is 5, then you'll get plus 2 gold per round. And if your streak is 6, then you'll get plus 3 gold per round. A lot of times it's more difficult to win streak than it is to lose streak. So a lot of times if you don't have a good opener, like for example me, I don't have that many units on my board. What I did is I sold those units to make interest, which we'll talk about in a second, and I'm choosing to lose streak my opener. As you can see, I'm losing most of the rounds. The HP is a resource as well as gold, so here the trade-off is that I'm angling. This was a patch where Callista was very strong. I was angling myself towards a very strong comp, and I just want to make sure that I have as much gold as possible to reduce the amount of variance that I will hit that comp later. So while other people might win and then use their HP to reduce that variance because they'll just live enough rounds to be able to roll for the units that they want, I opt for this strategy where I just decide to lose as many rounds as possible, so I get as much win streak or so I get as much lose streak gold, because you can't just queue into the game and expect to win streak. It's very easy to consistently lose streak as long as you don't have a really strong opener. So my opener was pretty bad, so I opted for this strategy. Last thing is Econ. This is the most important thing. So for every 10 gold that you have in your bank, you will get a little bubble here that will generate plus 1 gold. So each round, because I have 40 gold in my bank, I will be making plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, which will be plus 4 gold per round. What you want to do a lot of the times, you want to speed run this to get to 50. This is the most important thing. I'm going to put a giant star here to remind you. You want to speed run 50. Very rarely do you have a reason not to try and make it to 50 gold as soon as possible. When you make it to 50 gold, you're basically going to be generating 5 gold per turn, and that is the maximum amount of gold that you can generate per turn for yourself. If you don't generate 5 gold per turn, then you're going to fall behind, right? Other people will have gold to level, they'll have gold to roll, they'll have gold to upgrade their units. If you're not generating 5 gold per round, they just have more gold to hit their board, so they are more likely to win than you. If you try and like play the game without making 50 gold, then you're going to be behind the rest of the lobby. The rest of the lobby is going to be able to excel leveling or making it harder and harder for you to catch up. So a lot of times, very early game, so stage 2 for example, which is like the first round where you're like playing other people, a lot of times you want to spend stage 2 prioritizing making interest. You want to try and speed run this to 50. Obviously, if you're win streaking or if you're playing a reroll and you have to hold on to certain units, you might not always make every single econ threshold. But ideally, every single round you want to start with making 10 gold. Then the next round you want to make the econ threshold of 20 gold. The round after that you want to make the econ threshold of 30 gold, then 40 gold, and then 50 gold. You want to speed run so that you get to 50 gold as soon as possible, so that every turn you're generating 5 gold. That's like the basic TFT strategy, very simplified, obviously. Here's an example of how far ahead people can get if they start making interest before you. So here, this is just the total amount of gold just from interest. So this is the gold that you would get from interest summed up. I'm not counting win streaks. I'm not counting like your total bank and all of that. I'm just trying to simplify it to this is what you would get from interest. So the orange line, as you can see, the first round you gain 1 gold, then you get plus 2 gold, the next round plus 3 gold, plus 4 gold, and then at one point here, every single round you're getting plus 5. Right? I'm just imagining a world where this guy got an opener where he started with 10 gold, then the next turn he made it to 20 gold, then he made it to 30 gold, such that he's gradually increasing his interest until he gets to plus 5, right? This is the speedrun 50. Right? Speedrun 50. In this case, this is somebody who may be on stage 2, right? For the first couple of rounds, they're not making any econ intervals. So this is like they are less than 10 gold every single round, so they're not making any interest. What happens is, as you can see, if you start making interest a lot later than somebody else, you will ramp up the same way. Like your interest gold will ramp up, but the thing is you're missing that part where you're getting 5 gold every single round. And what that does is for every round that you are not making an econ interval, you are basically down 5 gold, right? The disparity here is 25 gold after only 10 rounds. And the reason is that I spent 5 rounds not making econ intervals. Every round that you don't make an econ interval works out to being you down 5 gold in the future. So that's why you always want to try and speed run econ intervals as much as possible. You might not always get this perfect situation. These are like 2 extreme examples that I'm trying to show you. But a lot of times you should try your best to make the econ intervals every single turn, unless you have a reason to hold on to units, unless you have a reason to hold on to your HP. That's the part of the TFT that's very strategy. I would recommend looking at my VOD reviews because that'll give you like more insight to when I decide that econ isn't as important. But especially for beginners, in most cases, you will be better off if you just make econ as much as possible in the early game. But yeah, so making econ is important. You want to make a bank as early as possible. You want to start getting 5 gold per round. Win streaking and lose streaking is also very important. So, you know, from the example that I was showing you, you either want to lose streak your early game because that will help you get to those econ intervals, right? If you're getting extra gold from win streaking and lose streaking, the main reason that win streaking and lose streaking is important is because you want to make it to 50 gold so you get 5 gold per round. And because that's the most amount of gold that you can generate for yourself per round. And then also another thing is that you typically don't want to drop below 30 gold. This is really important with rerolls. If you want to learn more about that, I talk about it in my reroll guide that I have on my channel. But basically what I'm trying to say is that when you have 30 gold, you get plus 3 gold per round. Then you also get plus 5 gold per round because that's what you get from the game for just being a part of the game. So this works out to being 8 gold. It becomes very easy for you to go from 30 back to 40 gold because 2 gold difference is very, very small. And a lot of times if you're streaking, a very small streak will be able to put you in a spot where you can make it to 40 gold really easily. Technically, you would want, you know, there was a viral TikTok that said you want to always be at 32 gold because then it works out perfectly that you'll be able to make 40 the turn after if you really wanted to. But basically, the idea is that you can reestablish your bank, right? If you ever have to roll or you have to hit your units, at one point you will roll and you will have to spend all your gold. At that point, if you can stay above 32 or, you know, for simplicity's sake, if you can stay above 30, then it becomes very easy to get to 40. And then basically in 2 turns, you're back to 50 gold where you're getting plus 5 gold per round. That's like the logic behind it. So now I'm just going to show you some stats and stuff. If you don't believe me about early gold being important, this is just looking at silver augments, for example. You'll see that a lot of the silver augments, they place really, really high. This is just saying like your average placement if you take the augment, if you're a beginner. So just like the lower the number, the better it is. You'll see that a lot of these are like whatever, and precise planning is over here. If you sort by 2-1, you'll see something like precise planning suddenly becomes one of the best augments to take. And it's just because you get gold early. The earlier you can establish yourself with a strong bank, the better you'll be, the better of a spot you'll be in. Additionally, I just want to show you this idea as well. So as a last example, this one's a little bit beyond the scope of the video, but this is one of the VOD reviews that I wanted to show you about Econ. A lot of times with Econ, when you not only have to think about like the interest, that's like the one important thing that I was talking about a lot in this video, but you also want to consider your streak, right? Here I am at a maximum streak of 6, so whenever you're win streaking or lose streaking, you're incentivized to continue win streaking and lose streaking until you want to convert your position into your final board. So in this case, you know, I'm win streaking, so it's a lot, so basically I just want to try and play the strongest board that I can. So we'll see that in these couple rounds, I just continue to win streak. But then here is a very pivotal moment. So right now, I'm at a 7 streak. I am making 50 gold, right? I don't have enough. I have enough gold to level, but if I level, I'll drop below 50 gold. If you look here, I end up scouting some other boards. And here's an example of where you can break the rules as well. This is what I mean by it's very case by case with Econ. Here I level. So the reason I level is because if I make 30 gold here, right, 30 gold will be plus 3. And then if I keep my streak, it will be plus 3. So this is plus 6 gold, right? If I just kept interest, it would only be plus 5 gold, right? So I leveled to continue my win streak. This one makes win streaking really hard, by the way. A lot of times it's easier just to lose streak, because when you're win streaking, a lot of time it forces your hand like this. When you're win streaking, you're incentivized to continue win streaking to keep your gold. And when you're lose streaking, you're incentivized to continue lose streaking. Now, if you're neither win streaking or lose streaking, you have to make sure that you're always making 50 gold. But here I just get compensation, right? This guy is also level 7, so he was trying to do the same thing as me, and that's why I leveled, because I wanted to make sure that I won this fight. Even though I might have won anyways, but I need to make sure of it to keep my win streak going so that I'm rich. This was a recent VOD that I did, so that's something to look at. But anyways, without much ado, that's just like a little intro to Econ guide. If you liked the video, make sure to check out some of my other content. But I just wanted to quickly explain and show with some little pictures and examples how important it is to make Econ early, as well as like some like practical examples and stuff like that. But anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully it was an enjoyable video. Tomorrow I'll probably be doing a tier list on sets, which will be a little bit more fun, and then we'll go back to VOD reviews for the rest of the week. Anyways, thank you and have a great rest of the day.